What's up guys, welcome back. This is Anime Crossover. You'll be watching What If Naruto Was in Black Clover with a Sharingan Part 3. Now let's begin. Naruto arrived in front of the Magic Knights, holding Asta in his hands. He let go of Asta, but just as he was about to depart, someone intercepted him. Naruto, Asta, Noel exclaimed, trying to get their attention. Asta, your injuries have completely healed. Did Naruto? Before Mimosa could finish, Naruto gave her a stern look, causing her to immediately fall silent. Naruto, where were you? I didn't see you after you jumped out the window, Noel inquired, causing everyone to turn their attention towards Naruto. I visited every district to eliminate zombies. Taking care of those troublemakers over there made things quite chaotic, Naruto said, causing frustration among the troublemakers. That's impossible. How can you fabricate a falsehood and claim to have been on the front lines when you actually fled? Solid exclaimed, seething with anger and frustration. Speak again, and I will silence you, Naruto warned with a chilling and menacing tone. Solid was about to speak, but before he had the chance, Julius emerged with an individual dressed in a pristine white robe, encased within his chronostasis. Excuse me, Wizard King, some exclaimed upon catching sight of him. Sakura then approached Naruto, who wore a familiar expression of indifference. He gently caressed and stroked under her chin while she perched on top of his head. It appears that you and Sakura have a close relationship. It seems that all she does is attack me, Asta remarked, provoking Sakura to launch another assault. I see. It seems that even with Fuegoleon's strength, his awakening remains uncertain. I must admit, that was an oversight on my part, Julius remarked, glancing to the side. No, it's because of our lack of experience, Charlotte said, displaying signs of guilt. Naruto pondered, attentively listening to her words. If he had chosen to, he could have eliminated the traitors and rescued Fuegoleon. However, that would ultimately undermine the progress he has diligently made. The pendant Fuegoleon was wearing has been confirmed as missing, Charlotte stated, leaving Julius perplexed. Pendant? Julius inquired, expressing his confusion regarding its relevance. Could that be what they were after? Who in the world could they be? Charlotte pondered. Based on their statements, it seems that they are a group with hostile intentions towards the kingdom, Julius remarked. I'm curious about what would happen if I were to pass away in this realm. Would it be the end, or would I have the chance to reunite with the council? He found the discussion interesting, he thought. We'll gather the information from our captive later. Regardless, the populace relies on the Magic Knights for a singular purpose: maintaining peace in the Clover Kingdom. To uphold that, we will continue to battle with utmost dedication, Julius stated, prompting Nozzle to voice his thoughts. If you'll excuse me, Nozzle stated, turning his back and leaving with his two siblings trailing behind him. Did the enemy not rouse a dormant predator? But a dormant predator? Julius pondered, observing Nozzle's departure. We will become stronger, Charlotte declared, eliciting silent agreement from everyone except Naruto. Bang! I will be the one who achieves the highest level of strength. Leopold stood in the doorway, visibly exhausted and breathing heavily. Asta, as someone who has faced death alongside me, it is imperative that you strive to become stronger, Leopold said to Asta, then turned his gaze towards Naruto. Naruto, I didn't see you, but I am aware that you were involved in something. I hereby acknowledge you as my competitor as well. I will outperform you and my brother, Leopold said as he carefully etched the diamond mark onto his forehead. Naruto remained silent, choosing not to disrupt the atmosphere with a remark that could potentially dampen the mood. Only Julius can become my rival, and soon enough, I will surpass him. Making a statement like that didn't sit well with him. Shortly thereafter, Julius delivered a speech to the public regarding the assailants of the Clover Kingdom, a notorious terrorist organization. Following the speech, Naruto discreetly trailed a member of the Golden Dawn back to their headquarters. He skillfully infiltrated the base by blending in and identifying the individual with the most powerful mana. It was a quick and effortless task to locate William, thanks to his exceptional sensory abilities. Well, oh, look who's here, Naruto remarked, catching William's attention as he sat comfortably on the couch. I understand. You're here to discuss something. Klaus did let me know that you wanted to speak, but I haven't had the opportunity to do so yet. Now, what would you like to discuss? William inquired, taking a seat on the couch opposite Naruto. Let's get straight to the point. I am aware of the elves' strategic intentions and their requirement for the magic stones to execute their plan. I also have information about the elves' intentions towards the human race, Naruto said, causing William to regard him with caution. Well, you know. May I ask who provided you with this information? William said with concern on his face, attempting to sound nonchalant. That is not a significant matter. I'm curious about what I'll gain from assisting you, Naruto said, leaving William perplexed. What are you referring to? William inquired. Is my understanding correct that the motive behind the attack was to obtain Fugoline's magic stone? Naruto inquired, receiving a confirmation from William. I have first-hand knowledge of this information, Naruto stated, causing William to react with surprise. I can assist you in obtaining the magic stones, but I do have my own motivations, Naruto stated. What would that be? William inquired, captivated. A grimoire, Naruto stated, which greatly confused William. You already have a 4-leaf clover. Why would you require another one? William inquired. That's irrelevant. I am here to assist you, and it is important that my identity remains confidential. If you dare mention my name, I won't hesitate to eliminate you, Naruto warned in a menacing manner. Is there anything else I can assist you with? William inquired as Naruto stood up. Absolutely not. Here, Naruto said, handing William the necklace. To William's astonishment, it turned out to be a magical stone. Where did you acquire this? William asked, clearly taken aback. I will not participate in any activities that involve harming humans. I will support their decision as I believe your plan is destined for failure. I am aware of another magic stone, but acquiring it will require some time. However, rest assured that I will honor our agreement if you fulfill your part. Naruto stated before vanishing into the shadows. William gazed intently at the spot where Naruto had been, carefully stowing away the magic stone. It was imperative to maintain secrecy, so he made the conscious choice to place his trust in Naruto and honor their agreement. Upon returning to the hideout, he coincidentally encountered Asta and Noel on their way to the Magic Knight headquarters. With no other obligations at hand, he opted to accompany them on their journey. Naruto, where have you disappeared to? Noel asked, but received no response. HMPF. What is the purpose of your presence, Charmy? Asta inquired as she graciously removed their basket of cupcakes. Where delicious things are, there I shall be, Charmy said, with crumbs around her mouth, she said in a professional tone. She then offered them a cupcake. Naruto broke off a piece and gave it to Sekar. He anticipated her refusal, but to his surprise, she accepted it and took a bite. A small smile formed on his face, causing Noel, who was observing him, to blush. She had never witnessed him smiling before, and she couldn't help but acknowledge that his smile was pleasant. However, what bothered her was the fact that a bird was the cause of his smile. A bird. While Noel and Asta were engaged in conversation, Asta happened to spot Yuno, Klaus, and Mimosa nearby and warmly greeted them. Catching their attention from across the way, Asta called out a friendly, "Hey." "Hello, Naruto," Mimosa said with a friendly wave. "Are you completely recovered from your injuries?" "Did I ask that before?" Klaus inquired, feeling a hint of embarrassment. "I'm doing well, as I mentioned previously," Asta replied. "You know, I heard you handled the enemy effortlessly, you jerkface," Asta shouted, they exclaimed. Asta proceeded to raise his voice at Yuno, who calmly opened his grimoire and unleashed a wind-formed hawk towards the 4 individuals, including Sekar. Naruto remained completely still as the attack approached him, but Asta skillfully cut through it with his sword. Avoid capturing such images solely for the purpose of composing letters, Asta called out to Yuno with a loud voice. They reached headquarters, where Asta and Noel were recognized as junior 3rd-class Magic Knights. Meanwhile, Naruto was honored as an intermediate Magic Knight 2nd class. With his impressive accomplishments, he gained recognition for his efforts in safeguarding the townspeople, conquering the dungeon, rescuing Saucy Village, and apprehending the infiltrator. Just kidding, I was not being truthful, it shouldn't come as a shock. Upon receiving their ranks, the 3 individuals returned to their hideout. Luck and Magna returned from their mission, finding Vanessa unconscious with wine bottles scattered around her. Meanwhile, Gray, Gordon, and Gauche were indulging in wine, while Yami occupied himself with reading the newspaper. Asta then proceeded to inform Luck and Magna that he had achieved the rank of Junior Magic Knight 3rd class. Both Luck and Magna were unsure about the significance of this rank until Yami clarified it for them. Charmy then achieved the rank of Junior Magic Knight 1st class and commanded them to show their respect. Yami, on the other hand, proudly announced that he had attained the position of Intermediate Magic Knight 2nd class. Luck, Magna, Asta, Noelle, and Charmy then respectfully bowed down to him. The way people perceive you holds significant weight in this world, Naruto pondered, observing their display of deference. He even smiled slightly upon observing Noelle's bowing. It seems that his approach has been effective. After everyone stood up, Yami extended his congratulations to both Naruto and Asta. "Anyway, great job, you two," Yami said casually while smoking a cigarette. "But Captain Fuegolian," Asta said, his troubled expression directed towards the floor. "Excuse me? Is it Fuegolian? Who do you think you're concerned about, buddy? That passionate ruler of gravity won't go down without a fight. I'm confident he'll make a comeback," Yami stated, letting go of Asta's grip. "Certainly, okay. I am committed to pushing myself to new limits and achieving even greater results," Asta said loudly. "No, you should take a break," Yami said, exhaling smoke. "Excuse me?" Asta said, his confusion evident as he turned around. "You are currently unable to perform due to your injuries. It is important to be aware of the potential risks involved. Are you lacking intelligence?" Yami said in a detached manner. "You too," Yami said, glancing at Naruto. "Despite your lack of visible injuries, it's important for you to take some rest as well." "That's very kind of you. I will utilize my time effectively and refrain from idling," he stated, causing a visible vein to protrude from Yami's neck. "Are you looking for a way to put your life at risk?" Yami asked, exuding a strong aura of power. Naruto remained composed as he began to exude a hint of his formidable presence. Yami found himself enveloped in a purple aura, while Naruto was surrounded by a dark aura. He then felt a peck on his head. It was Sekra signaling for him to stop. Naruto stopped fighting with Yami, as he had promised to take a break. Noelle clenched her teeth, frustrated by what she saw. "This individual. They were able to match my intense presence," Yami pondered as they observed Naruto. "Taking a break? Are you getting time off, Naruto?" "Yes," Finral inquired, his upper body emerging from a portal. "Then let's go to a professional networking event." Finral's statement left Noelle visibly stunned. "Certainly," Naruto replied, causing Noelle to pale in the face. Entering the portal and joining the gathering, Naruto opted to take a seat in front of Rebecca. Her demeanor suggested a lack of enthusiasm. Naruto could empathize with her sentiment. He, too, was beginning to regret his decision to attend. Finral began by introducing himself, presenting them with purple flowers. Asta, on the other hand, introduced himself with a display of his muscular physique, confidently declaring his ambition to become the Wizard King. After that, they began to lose interest. Erika and Helena were reconsidering their decision to attend the mixer. "My name is Naruto," Naruto stated, keeping it concise. "His hair looks fantastic, perhaps even better than mine. He's quite attractive. Allow me to enlighten you about the Magic Knights," Finral said, capturing their attention once more. Finral then reflected on his daily responsibilities. He serves as Yami's sole means of transportation. Although his job may not seem glamorous, he sought solace in the company of Asta and Naruto. "Did you provide protection for the residents of the royal capital?" Finral said, eliciting surprised expressions from Erika and Helena. "Yes, I did," Asta said with a sense of awe and wonder in his eyes. "Oh, you're referring to the incident that occurred recently?" Helena is interested in listening to Asta and Naruto's story. Naruto found himself incredibly uninterested at this mixer. Neither he nor Rebecca had any desire to be present. Throughout the event, Noelle kept a close eye on them. Naruto remained silent for the time being, but it was clear that he had something to say later on. "I worked diligently and earned a promotion," Asta said, feeling a bit embarrassed, as he scratched the back of his head. "Then you must be exceptional," Erika said with joy. "Well, Naruto here has been promoted to second-class intermediate magic knight," Finral announced, leaving the two girls even more astonished. "What actions did you take during the attack?" Helena inquired of both Naruto and Asta. I defended a young girl and battled against the sorcerer responsible for summoning zombies, Asta recounted, filling the girls with excitement. What have you done? Erika inquired, gazing at Naruto. I went to every district, eliminating zombies and ensuring the safety of the people, Naruto stated, causing the girls to wear expressions of doubt. It would be challenging for someone to visit every district within a limited time frame. However, the humble manner in which Naruto expressed himself convinced them of his sincerity. That's impressive, Erika said after hearing Naruto. She might still have reservations, but he was a highly skilled intermediate magic knight. That more than compensated for any doubts she had. You seem disinterested, Naruto remarked to Rebecca as Asta and Finral engaged in conversation with the other girls. Yes, this isn't even the real me, and I'm concerned about my siblings at home, Rebecca expressed, removing her hairpin. I don't have personal experience with that. Naruto mentioned that he never had parents or siblings, which made Rebecca feel a pang of sadness. I apologize, Rebecca said, causing Naruto to smirk. There is no need. Despite not having any blood-related siblings, when Naruto visited the church in Hage Village, it felt like they were his family, Naruto said, bringing a smile to Rebecca's face. Then everyone began conversing with one another, which made Noelle feel envious as she observed them enjoying themselves. You seem to be enjoying yourself, esteemed magic knight. You appear to lack a certain level of professionalism. If they're allowing individuals of your caliber, perhaps I stand a chance, the intoxicated man remarked to Naruto, his breath reeking of alcohol. Naruto felt a surge of anger, but he knew that retaliating would only lead to complications. And going out with such a flashy little thing? I really admire you. I imagine you're quite eager to find yourself a skilled magic knight, aren't you? The intoxicated individual remarked to Rebecca. I believe I've encountered you in the past. Oh, you're the woman who works at the local restaurant, always multitasking and working hard until the job is done. The intoxicated individual remarked with amusement. Are those all your children? That must mean your partner left you, the individual said with a cheerful expression. Absolutely not, that was my sibling, Rebecca argued, but it was futile. Well, then, naturally, you would want to acquire the services of a skilled magic knight and indulge in a life of convenience, the man remarked, firmly gripping her shoulders. However, before he could utter another word, he suddenly felt the chilling touch of a sharp blade against his neck. Release her immediately or face severe consequences. I won't repeat myself, Naruto stated firmly, his gaze fixed on the man. Feeling the intense stare Naruto was receiving, he released his grip on her. Naruto calmly resumed his seat, allowing the man to attempt a punch. Effortlessly, Naruto swiftly caught his large hand, effortlessly lifted him off the ground, and forcefully slammed him onto the table. He had intended to pursue a different course of action, but the owner promptly confronted him regarding the damage he had caused to the table. As a result, all the individuals seated at the table quickly dispersed. Thank you, Naruto. I am feeling much better, Rebecca said, trying to regain her composure. Apologies for my mistake in disrupting the mixer, Naruto admitted, glancing behind him to observe a figure in motion. He proceeded to gracefully manipulate the air, directing it towards the figure and swiftly jotting down a message. You are the most incompetent observer. That is what the message conveyed before vanishing into the air. Hello, Naruto. Do you have someone you're interested in? Rebecca inquired, putting Naruto in a difficult situation. I admire Sister Lily and I also have great respect for Leona, Charlotte, Vanessa, and Nero. However, there is one individual whom I hesitate to mention due to certain circumstances surrounding her family history. Naruto pondered before formulating his response. This one right here, Naruto stated, indicating the bird perched atop his head. I'm sure she appreciates your presence, Rebecca chuckled, assuming Naruto was just kidding. It was early in the morning, the sun had yet to rise, and Naruto found himself in the midst of a formidable group of his clones, all donning their lightning cloak. Each clone wielded a unique kunai, while Naruto relied solely on his own bare hands, his Sharingan keenly observing every detail. As Naruto carefully assessed each clone, he noticed a subtle twitch in the leg of the clone positioned to his left. Indicating its intention to shift, Naruto swiftly delivered a powerful kick to the clone positioned on his left, propelling it into the group of clones behind. Subsequently, the remaining clones initiated a relentless assault. Naruto realized that he successfully caught the other clone off guard. Whenever he launched an attack at his clones, they would either block, dodge, or counter his moves. Since Naruto had been diligently practicing his lightning cloak day and night, the vibrant yellow aura was gradually transforming into a deeper shade of yellow. Despite his impressive progress, he still had some way to go before fully mastering this technique. Despite not having fully mastered it, the technique still offered significant advantages. It enhanced his strength, speed, senses, and perception. Dealing with a group of 20 clones proved to be quite a challenge for Naruto. Realizing that being surrounded was only making things more difficult, he swiftly leapt into the air, escaping the midst of the clones. He skillfully executes a cross-arm guard to defend against the oncoming attack from his clone. However, his attempts to create some space are thwarted as his clones relentlessly pursue him, leaving him with no room to catch his breath. After Naruto regained his composure, he skillfully positioned himself at a precise 90-degree angle, observing his clone's arm enveloped in a radiant yellow aura as it approached him. With expert precision, Naruto swiftly executed a backhand strike, simultaneously delivering a powerful kick to his clone. During the aerial maneuver, he gracefully spun in a circular motion, showcasing his agility and control. With his legs fully extended, he executed a series of precise kicks on his opponent. Sensing his clone's approach, he swiftly positioned himself flat on the ground. Meanwhile, his clone executed a flying kick above him, adding to the intensity of the encounter. He suddenly rose from the ground, and a wooden dome materialized in the spot where he had been lying. Naruto soared through the air, extending both hands to conjure a dense mist. He skillfully concealed himself, preparing to dispatch one of his clones. However, his clone swiftly dispelled the mist with a powerful gust of wind. Naruto skillfully delivers a series of precise strikes to his clone, swiftly incapacitating it. Displaying impressive agility, he deftly evades the clone's counterattack and swiftly retaliates with a powerful uppercut, launching the clone into the air. He leans forward to dodge the attack from behind and swiftly elbows the clone in the chin. He swiftly turns to face the clone, swiftly grabs his head, and forcefully pushes it into his knee. With lightning-fast reflexes, he raises his hand to effortlessly block his clone's incoming attack. In the midst of a chaotic scene, the individual remains unfazed. A clone stands to their left, another to their right, while two more approach from the front and back. Meanwhile, an additional clone descends from above. Despite the overwhelming odds, a smirk forms on their face. Naruto expertly leaps into the air and swiftly dispatches the clones surrounding him. With a graceful spin, he sends the oncoming clones flying, delivering a powerful blow with his foot. The impact is devastating, inflicting significant damage. As Naruto soars through the air, he quickly tucks his body into a protective curl. The clone above descends with incredible force, striking down like a divine being. For a brief moment, Naruto finds himself in a crater before swiftly placing his hands on the ground and propelling himself backwards. How was he able to emerge unharmed? Well, Naruto skillfully created a thick wood wall to absorb the force of the attack, while redirecting the powerful punch from his clones into the ground in an instant. 4 clones approached from all directions, and Naruto swiftly utilized his ocular abilities to anticipate the attack patterns of his clones. Naruto skillfully defends against his assailant on the left, using his forearm as a shield. With a swift movement, he causes the clone behind him to inadvertently collide with his knuckles. Then he engaged in intense hand-to-hand combat with 4 of his clones. He skillfully blocked, parried, dodged, elbowed, kicked, punched, and chopped, but they kept coming back. Finally, after a relentless battle, one of his clones inflicts a deep wound on his shoulder, causing blood to immediately start flowing. Pain was not an unfamiliar sensation to him, although he had grown accustomed to its absence. He finds amusement in the feeling of being injured and lets out a laugh. He sensed his injury gradually improving, although he lacked extraordinary regenerative abilities. His left arm would remain incapacitated for a brief period. Swiftly, he strikes his clone's wrist, causing the kunai to soar into the air. Seizing the opportunity, he snatches the kunai with his uninjured arm and skillfully fends off the incoming attack. Ding, ding, whoosh, asterisk. Naruto's legs are swept out from under him, but he manages to prevent himself from falling by quickly releasing the kunai. Despite the struggle and pain that ensues, he persists. He skillfully propels himself off the ground, swiftly seizing two of his clones' heads and forcefully colliding them together. While in the air, his duplicate seized the chance to leap from the surface. He performs a backflip in midair and delivers a powerful kick to Naruto's chin. Naruto's head was forcefully thrown back, absorbing the impact of the attack. A clone leaps into the air and delivers a forceful blow to Naruto's stomach, causing him to audibly express his discomfort. A clone swiftly appeared behind Naruto and delivered a powerful kick to his back, preventing him from being launched by the force of the attack. Naruto skillfully positions his feet behind him, employing precise technique to prevent a collision with a tree. Eventually, he directed his attention to the soles of his feet and harnessed their power to bring his movement to a halt. Noticing that they were all in the same position as before, Naruto confidently used his wood style to limit their movements. Although one managed to escape quickly, Naruto skillfully created a substantial, compact sphere of air. With a confident and skilled motion, he raised both hands above his head and swiftly threw his arms forward, propelling the dense ball of air. Wow! The clones were effortlessly destroyed by the sheer force of the attack. The weapons they were holding were sent flying in a haphazard direction. Naruto successfully retrieved his kunai, although the force of his attack resulted in a substantial crater in the ground. Naruto always took care to keep his mana levels in check, even when using his clones. Given the heightened sensitivity to mana, there would likely be a state of panic among those who possess this ability. Except for Chance. If he detected significant levels of mana, he would be eager to engage in combat. Within minutes, a crowd gathered outside to witness Naruto's presence near a substantial pit in the earth, his arms stained with dried blood. He had a few weapons in his hands and was sporting some light bruises. Yami took a drag from his cigarette and asked, "What on earth happened here?" After the incident, everyone dismissed it, but Luck was insistent on engaging in a confrontation. Naruto, however, declined. When questioned about the incident, he simply replied, "I was training." After finishing his bath, Naruto retired to his room and dedicated several hours to deep meditation. He tuned out all distractions and fully immersed himself in his meditation. In the mid-afternoon, Asta arrived at his door. "It's time for us to depart, isn't it?" Asta inquired of Naruto, who was seated in a lotus position. Yesterday, Rebecca requested the presence of Asta and Naruto in Nin to meet her siblings. What was the reason for her invitation to Asta? I'm not sure either. Both Naruto and Asta observed Magna diligently cleaning his prized possession. Asta and Magna had a brief conversation before departing. Arriving from above, Naruto was welcomed by a group of children. Naruto and Asta spent time with the children. Naruto may not have displayed it, but he derived pleasure from playing with them. He took each of them on a tour of the city, showcasing some impressive magic tricks along the way. Marie. Ghosh paused, momentarily unable to utter her name due to the overwhelming shock. He observed Marie tightly gripping Asta's arm as they twirled around. She was smiling and laughing happily, which infuriated Ghosh. In a rather aggressive manner, Ghosh forcefully kicked Asta in the face, sending him crashing to the ground before the other children had a chance to take their turn. "Please leave her alone immediately," Ghosh said firmly as he pressed his foot against Asta's face. "Hey, you're my senior who always seems to have a strong affection for your sister," Asta said with a face full of boot. "I'll stomp you to death," Ghosh said, his voice filled with hostility. "I put in a lot of effort, so you'll need to step up your game," Asta said confidently, a grin on his face, a look of determination in his eyes, and giving a thumbs up. "I can only see my sister, who lives at the church, once a month. Today is the one day that I have the opportunity to express my emotions, show my deep admiration for my sister, and engage in various activities with her," Ghosh said, expressing frustration. "What did he say?" the user asked. Naruto was casually leaning against the wall, seemingly disinterested in the situation unfolding around him. However, his attention was suddenly captured by the words that reached his ears. "Does anyone have any thoughts on what he just said?" Naruto thought, cautiously opening one eye. "What does he mean by all sorts of things?" inquired Rebecca's younger sibling. "Please stop being unkind, older brother. I have made the decision to marry Asta and Naruto," Maria informed her brother, causing him to feel a deep sense of despair. I will eliminate you. I will eliminate you. Ghosh repeated those exact words as he rose and opened his grimoire. Mirror magic. Reflect ray. A mirror materializes from his grimoire and unleashes a powerful beam towards Asta and Naruto. Asta narrowly avoids the attack, while Naruto simply raises his hand and absorbs the impact. He observed his hand, noticing smoke emanating from it. He tightly closed his hand and pondered, my physique, it's evolving. Ghosh proceeds to unleash a barrage of ray beams towards Asta and Naruto. Asta skillfully evaded the onslaught of attacks, while Naruto effortlessly intercepted them using his hand. Once more, he glanced at his hand only to find nothing but smoke. No signs of burn marks or any damage present. He then noticed an elderly woman. Marie, it's time. We should return to the church, Teresa stated, gazing at Marie. Marie is going on a date with me, Ghosh stated confidently, closing his grimoire. It's no surprise that he was a convict. After having a disagreement with the sister, she ultimately departed with Marie. Upon realizing that he had not had the opportunity to spend quality time with his sister, Ghosh was taken aback and collapsed to the ground. He remained still, not making a single movement. Why don't you join us for dinner at our place while you wait for him to wake up? You're more than welcome to spend the night if you'd like, Rebecca suggested in a friendly and hospitable manner. Really? Asta exclaimed with excitement shining in his eyes. Yeah, of course, Rebecca said discreetly, stealing glances at Naruto. What is your opinion, Naruto? Asta inquired, noticing that Naruto appeared to be dozing off. Why not? Naruto said, eliciting a sigh of relief from Rebecca. Wow, this is amazing, Asta exclaimed, clearly impressed by the deliciousness of Rebecca's food. Naruto was dining at a table adjacent to Asta and her siblings, accompanied by Sekra. She graciously accepted the food Naruto offered and enjoyed every bite. Naruto was appreciating the time spent with Sekra, although he preferred her human form. You'll make an excellent life partner in the future, Rebecca, Asta remarked, prompting Rebecca to cast a quick glance at Naruto. It's not a problem, Rebecca replied, her cheeks turning slightly red as she placed a hand on her cheek. Sissy, are you planning to marry Naruto? Her little brother inquired, gently pulling at her clothes. No, Rebecca exclaimed to her little brother with a stern tone. Naruto immediately recognized the person's identity. Noel was observing him throughout the entire day. He made a conscious effort to memorize the image, intending to sketch it later as a thoughtful gift. Or he could address the situation directly, but that wouldn't be as enjoyable. If he were to cause her embarrassment in front of everyone, it could potentially hinder his progress. Out of nowhere, all the glasses filled with water were forcefully propelled out of their containers. You should consider approaching him tonight, her little sister whispered to her. Listening to their conversation, Naruto couldn't help but shake his head, wondering about the age of these youngsters. You fool! What nonsense are you spouting, Luca? Rebecca exclaimed, clearly taken aback and embarrassed. As night fell, Naruto skillfully crafted a clone to assume his position. He had his duplicate pose as him and doze off while the genuine one was outside. He arrived at the cave where the duo planned to guide the children. As he was strolling along, he noticed a man gracefully gliding on a broom, dressed in pristine white attire, with a stylish blue scarf and a sophisticated dark blue bag. He silently and swiftly flew behind the man. You move, you face dire consequences. You attempt magic, and face the same fate. Emit a sound, and meet your demise. If you comprehend, shut your eyes, Naruto uttered in a menacing manner, causing the man to quiver with fear. Attempting to abduct children and unlawfully acquiring their mana. It is imperative that I take immediate action. Your presence is of no value to me. Regardless, Licht will undoubtedly arrive, Naruto stated, causing the man to feel a sudden surge of anxiety. Naruto understood that he needed to handle the situation with finesse, so he chose to engage with him. Neji swiftly created some distance between them and utilized magic. Snow creation magic. Snow friends. With his grimoire open, Neji conjured various snowmen to launch an assault on Naruto. Snow magic. Unclimbed ice wall. Neji skillfully conjured a sturdy shield of ice to safeguard himself. Naruto grinned with a mischievous glint in his eyes and casually remarked, "Looks like I'll have to deal with your brother." After uttering those words, he vanished into thin air and made his way towards the cave. Neji's expression shifted from surprise to anger upon hearing Naruto. He dismissed his snow companions and pursued Naruto. Caution is advised when approaching him. XXXXXXXX. What an impressive establishment you have here, Naruto remarked, surveying the damaged tubes and one containing a mysterious blue liquid. Huh? Baro turned around, perplexed by the unfamiliar voice that caught his attention. Upon reflection, he noticed an intimidating individual donning a robe of the Magic Knights. Who the heck are why? Baro said before getting interrupted. Wow. Naruto disappeared from his previous location and appeared directly in front of Baro. He delivered a forceful blow to Baro's abdomen, causing him to regurgitate his recent meal along with a significant amount of blood. I didn't give you permission to speak, did I? Naruto said, causing Baro to clench his teeth. Now, I understand that your abilities are ineffective, so pay close attention, Naruto said in a stern manner, causing Baro to become even more frustrated. You are going to die today, Naruto said, causing Baro to tremble with fear. However, I won't harm you at this moment. I will patiently wait for your brother's arrival, and then I will execute my plan of eliminating you in his presence. Is it money you desire? If so, I have the means to acquire it. Please, allow me to depart, Baro pleaded. Observing Naruto's apparent indifference, his mana was carefully examined. Looking through the lens, he failed to detect any trace of supernatural abilities from Naruto. Sensing Nija's presence drawing near, Naruto confidently positioned himself to face the entrance. Baro believes that Naruto's lack of visible magic power indicates weakness. Upon witnessing his sudden turnaround, a radiant smile illuminated his countenance, accompanied by a gleam in his eyes. He delivered a powerful punch towards Naruto, only to strike empty air. Is this some kind of surprise attack? Who would have imagined? You seem to have a strong desire to put yourself in risky situations, don't you? Naruto inquired of Baro. Naruto was well aware of Baro's intentions and remained vigilant. Despite Baro's inability to harm Naruto, he aimed to deceive him with a facade of hope. Baro was unable to detect any magical energy emanating from Naruto due to the immense level of power that Naruto possessed. I wonder when they will realize the children are missing, Naruto pondered as he sensed Nejia's approach. Hey, Naruto said with a sinister grin spreading across his face. He proceeded to violently assault Baro, inflicting brutal blows to his face. The force of each punch caused teeth to be dislodged, blood to spray onto the ground, and Baro's face to rapidly swell. Naruto proceeded to deliver a series of forceful punches to Baro's abdomen, targeting his stomach, ribs, liver, and kidneys. His intention was to ensure that each blow left a lasting impact. Once he finished, Naruto noticed teeth marks on his knuckles and blood staining his hands, face, and shirt. Right as he lowered his body, Nej appeared on the scene. He witnessed Naruto standing over the battered Baro, his hands stained with blood. Nej was appalled by the sight before him. His appalled turned into intense anger as he cast a spell. Snow creation magic, snow companions. Naruto found himself facing a group of menacing snowmen, determined to eliminate him. With expert precision, Naruto effortlessly swung his sword, unleashing a blazing inferno that swiftly reduced the snowmen to puddles of melted slush. After eliminating the snowmen, Naruto ruthlessly impaled Baro, piercing his heart, and triumphantly raised his lifeless body into the air. Witnessing this gruesome scene, Nejia's world shattered as he watched his brother meet his demise. He then starts to break down and express his desire for companionship. Naruto shows no interest in what he is saying. While he is sharing his life story, his clone informs them that the children have disappeared. At that moment, the children under the enchantment entered the cave. Nej remained completely still upon their arrival. Now, Naruto simply had to exercise patience. At that moment, Marie managed to regain her composure. She was confronted with a lifeless figure, a distraught man, and Naruto standing nearby, his clothes stained with blood. Naruto. What is happening? Marie asked, filled with fear, as she observed the vacant expression in the other child's eyes. Don't worry, Marie, Naruto assured, helping her to relax a bit. After 10 minutes, Asta, Sister Teresa, and Ghosh entered the cave. Ghosh noticed Naruto's proximity to Marie and became extremely upset. Stay away from Marie, you disrespectful person, Ghosh said as he fired off a few ray beams. Naturally, Naruto remained unfazed and allowed the beams to hit him without any harm. Please cease your actions, brother, Marie said, positioning herself in front of Naruto with her arms spread wide as a shield. However, Marie, Ghosh said softly, then fell silent. Naruto, what transpired in this situation? Asta inquired, approaching Naruto. Allow me to provide an explanation. Prior to that, kindly utilize your sword to remove the enchantment affecting the children, Naruto stated, receiving a gesture of agreement from Asta. Asta proceeded to go around, gently tapping the foreheads of the children with his sword. The individual on the floor, in a state of distress, attempted to attract the children to this location using his illusionary abilities, in order for this person present to exploit them, Naruto explained, leaving the three individuals perplexed. What is your understanding? Asta inquired. They were planning to drain their powers and abandon them to their fate. The individual in question became rather aggressive, prompting me to take appropriate action, Naruto stated, causing Asta to clench his jaw tightly. Is there any way you could have incapacitated or controlled him? Was it really necessary to take his life? Asta asked, with a hint of sadness in their voice. It was inevitable that he would pass away. He had no place in this world, Naruto stated, which infuriated Asta. What entitles you to make that decision? Asta shouted, commanding the attention of everyone around. Defending individuals who committed heinous acts against children. Someone who is willing to do anything for the right price. Get a grip on reality. Do you not see the children who were kidnapped and injured? Would you rather allow an individual like this to continue existing, rather than safeguarding innocent children? Naruto inquired, causing Asta to tighten his grip on his sword. That's not what I meant. There could have been a more effective approach to handle the situation, Asta said. Naruto walked over to the table. He clicked the signal for reinforcements if things went bad. Naruto then created a substantial portal beneath the children and effortlessly transported them back to Nin. Their astonishment at the sheer size of the portal and its ability to accommodate numerous individuals was palpable. Impressive thinking, Naruto. Asta commended Naruto for his quick thinking, said Asta. Sister Teresa, Naruto said, offering his assistance by creating a portal for her. Sister Teresa gracefully accepted the opportunity and stepped through the portal, while Naruto efficiently closed it behind her. Naruto? Asta said, perplexed as to why he closed the portal. Someone is approaching, Naruto stated, causing Ghosh to dismissively depart. May I ask who is calling? Asta inquired as Naruto gestured towards the portal opening. Naruto, it has been quite a while, Sally exclaimed, leaping through the portal. How are your ribs feeling? Alongside internal organs, Naruto inquired, Sally muttered through clenched teeth. I will take pleasure in analyzing you, Sally said, savoring the taste. This is not the time, but I'm curious. Naruto pondered before a smile graced his face. What actions would you take if I were to grant you permission to examine me in detail? Naruto inquired, leaving Sally perplexed. Naruto then discreetly instructed Asta, ensuring their plan remained covert. When I give the signal, engage her. Asta remained composed, his gaze fixed unwaveringly on Sally. What is your intention? Sally asked, unsure about his offer. What specifically did you come for? Did you come because you received the signal and wish to conduct experiments on Asta and me? Or do you have alternative motives? Naruto inquired, capturing Sally's interest. Yes, I have arrived to analyze you. What other reason could there be for my presence? Sally said, growing frustrated with Naruto. You have very few clothes, and you came here to experiment with two boys, Naruto remarked, causing Sally's face to turn even redder as she grasped his insinuation. That's not the purpose of my visit, Sally said, lowering her defenses. Naruto noticed this and signaled Asta. How long do you think it will take to reach the Elf Arc? Asta demonstrated his expertise by flexing his leg muscles before leaping into the air towards Sally. With precision, he swung his sword, narrowly missing her. Gracefully landing on a rock, he swiftly jumped off to launch another attack. Unfortunately, his aim was off once again, failing to hit his target. You deceived me. Sally let out a loud cry from inside her gel salamander. So you did come here to Fu, Naruto said before being interrupted. No, Sally exclaimed loudly as she approached Nej. She swiftly retrieved a sizable syringe and inserted it into his neck. Ah! Nej let out a piercing scream as the purple substance invaded his body. Soon after, A torrent of snow began to pour from his eyes, nose, mouth, and ears. "Excuse me, what is that mana?" Ghosh muttered to himself. He then pondered Naruto's words. It seemed puzzling that the enemies would retreat if there were more of them. "Not my concern," Ghosh said dismissively, then pondered what Marie's reaction would be if they were to perish. He released a deep sigh before pivoting on his heels. Neej underwent a significant increase in size as his mana steadily rose. Upon completion, Neej transformed into a formidable snow monster. "Oops, looks like I made a small mistake," Sally said, laughing to herself as she scratched the back of her head. "Asta, please hand me your sword." "My sword may not be as effective against that," Naruto said to Asta. Despite knowing that his own sword would suffice, he simply desired to wield Asta's sword. "Is this acceptable?" "Here," Asta said, passing the sword to Naruto. He effortlessly took hold of the massive weapon, displaying his natural proficiency. While he did sense a slight drain on his mana, it was manageable and not overly concerning. "I'll provide you with mana," Naruto stated, receiving a nod from Asta. "I wonder, if I have the necessary skills, can I also harness the anti-magic within this sword?" Naruto pondered, his mind filled with curiosity, before leaping into action, propelling himself towards the formidable snow monster. Naruto and Asta both displayed impressive feats of power, creating craters with their jumps. Naruto generously shared his magic with Asta, enabling him to unleash fiery slashes. It's clear that Naruto possesses the ability to vanquish the monster effortlessly, should he choose to do so. However, he desired Ghosh to utilize the spell he previously used. As the hand of the snow monster reached out to seize Naruto, he swiftly sliced it into fragments using the Demon Slayer sword. Observing the relentless regeneration of the monster, he couldn't help but be frustrated. Just at that moment, Ghosh returned. Asta displayed visible bruise marks on his body and was noticeably breathing heavily. In contrast, Naruto appeared to be completely unharmed, with no signs of injury and not even a bead of sweat on his face. "Here," Naruto said, tossing Asta his sword. "Not yet, I still have work to do." Asta called out to Sally, who couldn't seem to take her eyes off Naruto. "Wow, you're quite determined. Why don't you cease the conflict and allow me to apprehend you already?" Sally inquired of both Naruto and Asta. "What is this, Pokemon? Can we please find a resolution? I am a skilled magic knight," Asta confidently declared, assuming his professional stance. "No way, I will do it no matter what. And I won't rest until I achieve the highest position in the wizarding world." A snow monster attacked Asta, landing a powerful punch. Asta managed to slice through its hand, but his focus was solely on the monster. Recognizing the danger, Ghosh swiftly intervened and kicked Asta out of harm's way. "You exclaimed something foolish, claiming, 'I'm not going to die.' Then, you nearly met your demise," Ghosh stated, pressing his foot against Asta's back. "Rude. Why did you leave abruptly like that?" Asta inquired with a glimmer of excitement in his gaze before being abruptly knocked down. "Please be quiet," Ghosh said, forcefully knocking Asta to the ground. Ghosh then bravely confronted Sally and the snow monster on his own. "Your participation will not be beneficial," Sally stated confidently from inside her gel salamander. "Sure, I'm ready to take on. For the sake of Marie's love," Ghosh said as he skillfully created a mirror double of himself. Impressive double. Guachi created a significant number of mirrors and directed the reflected light towards the mud monster, but unfortunately, it had minimal effect. Additionally, the light had no impact on the salamander. Ghosh was struck by the snow monster and fell heavily to the ground. The snow monster was closing in for the final blow, but Naruto suddenly emerged, standing between Ghosh and the monster. With swift precision, Naruto sliced through the monster's hand. Asta suddenly appeared next to Naruto, brandishing his sword. "I expected assistance from you. Why are you charging in all by yourself? We should work together as a team. I provide professional protection for you. You provide me with a sense of security. Then we can continue to battle indefinitely." Asta raised his voice at Ghosh. "I suppose I don't have any other option. Marie would be deeply affected if both of you were to pass away." "I'll protect you," Ghosh assured, finally feeling confident in placing his trust in both Naruto and Asta. "Why are you putting on a tough facade? We are teammates. What other options do we have?" Asta said to Ghosh, causing him to clench his jaw. "You ignorant child, it is important to develop effective communication skills when interacting with individuals in higher positions. There's something shining over there," Ghosh exclaimed, pointing towards Asta's grimoire. After Naruto returned Asta's sword, Asta made the decision to switch from using the Demon Dweller to the Demon Slayer. When he revealed Demon Dweller, the black markings had transformed into a vibrant shade of purple. Asta notices the snow monster approaching from behind and swings with Ghosh's power. The strike chops off the snow monster's fingers as he collapses. Even though Sally had seen it previously, she was nevertheless captivated by the slashes. Whether the three of them attacked with a sword or magic, the snow monster continued to regenerate. Naruto slashed it 3 times, but not to the full amount. He peered behind him and saw Ghosh deep in meditation. He just grinned as he glanced at this and then at Sally. "Sally, you will become my pet," Naruto said, surprising Asta, Sally, and Ghosh. "Ha ha ha ha. That is a bold claim. Let's see if you can even get close to me," Sally remarked, waving it off as if it was nothing. On the inside, she was really contemplating what he said. Naruto then avoided an impending assault and landed in front of Ghosh. Asta evaded a strike and landed a few feet next to him. Ghosh then placed his palm on his covered eye, as if he were out of alternatives. Asta, Naruto. They both turned back to see a mirror magic instrument in Ghosh's eye socket. Then, scores of Astas and Narutos emerged from the mirror and battled the snow monster. The snow monster was quickly defeated. The Asta and Naruto clones denied it a chance to fight back. Sally could only watch as her salamander was hacked into bits. Naruto then approached her once she fell from the sky. He grabbed her by the neck and proceeded to strangle her. She attempted to withdraw his hand, but he was more stronger than her. Naruto tightened his grasp, expecting her to pass out, but she started blushing. She smiled as her body trembled. Naruto grinned like mad when he saw this. "A masochist, huh? I have plans for you in the future," Naruto remarked as she dropped Sally and sliced through the light shard aimed at him. He glanced up and saw the same black gateway with 2 guys standing above it. If he hadn't known any better, he would have assumed it was God himself. "Patoli, I mean." Naruto saw Patoli and Valtos invoking Licht's name, exactly as Obito had done. Naruto suddenly vanished from his position as a shower of light shards fell over him. "He is fast. Is this the one that William informed me about?" Patoli reflected on his inability to keep up with Naruto's moves. Asta was astonished when Naruto appeared in front of him. He was also impressed by Naruto's quick movements to evade the light shards. Patoli remarked, "Humans, you are all born sinners." Asta drew both swords. Patoli then started crying as Sally was in his arms. He then put his hand on her face. Patoli exclaimed, "You poor thing. Sally, look at how much they've hurt you," before directing Valtos to create a portal to transport her to their base. Sally murmured as she sank within the vortex, "See you later, Naruto. Until next time." "I'm sorry, Master Licht. I should have never let her go alone. I never imagined all of this would happen," Valtos stated, sounding remorseful. "There's no need for you to feel responsible. I'm sure they used some underhanded," Patoli continued before being stopped by someone behind him. Splash! Naruto formed a big mound of water above him. He didn't know how Patoli didn't see it, but when he let it go, it drenched him and Valtos. "You talk too much," Naruto stated seriously. Patoli had an indifferent expression as he dried his clothing. "You will perish," Patoli said, his expression grim. Naruto made a wooden clone to defend Ghosh. Another shower of light shards fell down on the 3. Asta attempted to evade or parry the strike but was repeatedly struck. Naruto smoothly sliced through the light shards, sometimes frowning at Patoli. The light shards stopped coming. Asta had a few wounds, Naruto seemed bored, and Ghosh lay on the ground. Asta dashed at Patoli. Patoli moved quicker than Asta could keep up, causing him to fall behind. Patoli stated as he proceeded to produce a ball of light to blast Asta, "That won't work. I'll be taking that grimoire back." Crash! Naruto kicked Patoli against the wall as soon as he launched his assault. Yami appeared via a portal and sliced through the onslaught, saving Asta. Patoli collided into the wall, resulting in a big dust cloud. "This is the first time we've met, and this is how you treat your family, uncle," Naruto said, trying not to grin. Uncle, everyone whispered to themselves. Patoli then had a fast revelation? No matter, Naruto murmured, walking up to Yami and Asta. Oi, didn't I tell you to take the day off? Want me to give you a permanent vacation? Yami said, grasping Asta's cranium. Ow, 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 Asta exclaimed, his feet hanging in the air. So, what's the deal? Yami inquired, taking a quick glance around. Asta surprised Finneral by saying, apparently, he's the leader of the Eye of the Midnight Sun. He just called me uncle. Do not tell me. Is this why I have such a strong sensation I know him? Patoli thought. He was on a roller coaster of emotions when he heard Naruto. Though he didn't show it on the surface, he was terrified and guilty for harming Licht's kid. No, he agrees with the humans. If he sides with them, he deserves to die with them, Patoli said, firming his resolve. Patoli fired a light shard at Finneral as he and Asta spoke. Yami cut through it with little or no effort. What the hell do you think you're doing to my ride? Yami questioned seriously, his expression darkening. Oi, Naruto. What did you mean by uncle? Are you two related? Yami said in a playful tone. Naruto made up an excuse. I don't know. I feel like I've met him before. Light magic. Light swords of conviction. Multiple shards of light with 4 lines flew toward Yami at high speed. With what seemed to be little effort, Yami cleaved through each shard. How about this, then? Patoli said, darting forward in a dazzling golden light behind Yami at breakneck speed. Patoli formed an orb of light in the palm of his hand. He was planning to use the same attack to murder Asta. Without looking around, Yami swung his sword and obliterated the globe of light. So this is the power of the great magic knight heretic, Patoli smiled. Huh? Hey, have I met you before? Yami said, turning to face Patoli. Patoli's eyes widened significantly upon hearing this. They then engaged in close combat. I'm pretty sure I don't know anyone who uses light magic, Yami said, swinging his black magic-coated katana at Patoli. Who the hell are you? Let me tell you a fable, Patoli replied, casting more light shards at Yami. Yami then started slicing through all of them. Long ago, in a certain village, there lived a people with very strong magic. They were loved by mana. They changed the weather and manipulated ley lines. They had the power to rival gods. Patoli was staring at Naruto. The humans from outside the village worshipped them as such. However, gradually, the humans grew fearful of their power. They envied it. They tricked them, massacred them, and stole their powers, Patoli told me. What kind of story is that? What's that got to do with you? Are you planning to become a bard or something? Yami said, slashing through the light shards. Yami then dashed for Patoli. Since he was in the air, Yami dashed up the wall while slicing through the shards. All right, I've got a little story, too. In a certain place, there was a pure young man. His folks were fishermen, and they started sending him out to fish from a young age. And then he got shipwrecked and washed away in a strange country. Since his race and culture were different, he went through some nasty stuff there. But he kicked all their asses and became the boss of a group. The end, Yami exclaimed as he expelled smoke. You bastard! You dare mock Master Licht? Valtos exclaimed fiercely, recalling the narrative Yami had just recounted. Shut up, your face is scary, Yami said, frightened. Yami then slashed past another of Patoli's blows, but this time he was struck. After sustaining injury, Yami pondered, he got faster. As a foreigner, I suppose my story had nothing to do with you. Would you mind stepping off the stage, then? Patoli said, launching quick light shards at Yami. Someone struck him. Are you the guy who took out Fuegolian? Yami inquired. I am, Patoli said, his lips twisted. Asta's eyes widened as he heard it, but he knew there was nothing he could do. He wasn't strong enough to revenge Fuegolian. The only thing he could do was watch, which irritated him. Although I laid my plans out carefully and had him walk into a trap, said Patoli. Yeah, I figured. You'd never take down that king of hardnoses with stuff like this. They then resumed close combat. Dark magic. Dark cloak, lightless slash. Yami's katana went completely black. He then unleashed it with a powerful slice at Patoli. All of the light shards were annihilated as they came into touch with Yami's strike. Patoli almost escaped. Even if he avoided, he couldn't escape unharmed. Patoli's eyes widened as blood spilled from his face. Master licked, Valtos said, seeing the cut on his face. Trap, I'm sure you couldn't have won without doing something shady, Yami replied in a chilly tone. Asta wasn't going to say we used some underhanded tactics to injure Sally, but he used a trap to take out Fuegolian. Truly scum to use underhanded tactics. Naruto shouted loudly enough for everyone to hear. Valtos and Licht clenched their teeth as they listened to his comments. Regardless of how much they rejected it, they knew it was real. How dare you? Valtos said to the three people standing in front of him. This time, come right at me. I'll show you the true power of a magic knight captain, Yami shouted, aiming his sword at Patoli. Brats, were you watching that? Yami said, without turning to look at them. Why yes, sir, Asta said with stars in his eyes. Good. Now try the same thing, Yami stated casually. Yes, sir, wait. Like I could actually do that, Asta said, overwhelmed with fear. Naruto was not paying attention to their talk since his gaze was fixed on Patoli. Light recovery magic. Healing light particles. Beads of light enveloped Patoli and began to heal his wound. He can use recovery magic, too? Asta questioned in surprise. I haven't seen it in person much, but apparently, guys loved by mana can use all sorts of magic. It's especially rare for an attack type. Yami started before being stopped short by Naruto's thoughts. Naruto was experiencing a strong Pokemon feeling. First, Sally said she needed to capture us. Now Yami is discussing attack kinds. He saw Patoli casting another flurry of light shards. Naruto wishes he'd used another attack. He began to listen to what Yami was saying. The reason I can see his attack is because of something called ki from back in my homeland, Yami explained as she sliced through light shards. Ki, not mana? Asta inquired, puzzled. Isn't this approach sort of pointless for me since I have the Sharingan? But why would I give up the chance to not learn it? Yeah. People looking at you, the sound of their breathing, their smell, the motions of their muscles, the vague sense that they're there. Ki is the blanket term for all of the different types of life energy the human body emits. I looked at that ki and predicted his next move, then made mine. You've done that before, haven't you? Asta responded, which caused him to recall the zombies that had attacked. When I do it, I combine it with magic and muscle and fight that way. I guess it's like being a magic swordsman or something. Yami answered, focused on slicing the shards. Muscles. So that's why your necks are so thick, Captain Yami, Asta gasped. Like you can talk, kid, Yami replied. Muscles? Naruto then stared at his arm. It resembled Yami's as a teenager, but better. I know this is impertinent of me, but would you please allow me to assist you? Valtos pleaded, full of respect for Patoli. Patoli turned around and smiled. Thank you, Valtos. You're always so helpful. In that case, that boy. Would you capture him? And that boy's grimoire. Could you get it for me? Patoli said, glancing at Naruto and Asta. A simple task, Valtos stated as he formed a purple sphere of magic on top of his palm. Ki. It shouldn't be hard, right? Naruto pondered with his eyes closed. He began to breathe in. Take a breath out. Feeling everything around him, including the air, the land, and life on land. He sensed everything around him. Why is he just standing there? Asta said, observing Naruto. He's doing what I told him, Yami exclaimed, grasping Asta's head. Naruto felt his whole body coordinated as he attempted to use ki. He felt a tingling sensation all over, which eventually vanished. HMPH, Naruto said as his eyes opened to slash through the magical ball that was approaching him via a gateway. To think he would be able to do it. What a freak, Yami said, staring at Naruto as if he were a monster. Yami, I'll handle Licht for now. Asta, you handle Ghost Face, Naruto replied as he started walking toward Patoli. As Naruto approached Patoli, he started to unleash his mana. His mana started to build inexorably, almost as if it would never stop. Large craters developed around Naruto, and the release of so much mana caused the surrounding rocks to shatter. On the exterior, Yami seemed unimpressed, but on the inside, he couldn't help but be astonished. It seemed incredible that someone could have that much mana without being a king. Also, Yami still felt like it wasn't his full potential. That's impossible, Patoli said, feeling Naruto's mana. Master Licht. What is he? Valtos inquired, dropping to his knees and sensing Naruto's mana pressure. "Oi, Captain. What's going on?" Asta inquired after watching Vaulto's collapse. "You don't feel that," Yami said, forgetting Asta lacked mana and couldn't detect it. Asta stated with a blank expression, "I don't have mana." "Oh, right. You can't sense mana. Naruto. He might truly be a monster from what I'm sensing," Yami remarked, taking a big suck on his cigarette. Is that Naruto?" Noel and Ghosh questioned themselves. Patoli grinds his teeth as he disappears in yellow light. In contrast, Naruto was able to view Patoli. It seemed like he was traveling in slow motion. He could see what he was doing and planned to do. Naruto leaps barely over Patoli with his unsheathed sword, twisting his body. He sliced Patoli many times with his rotating action. Asta and Vaultos seemed to be transitioning between realities, but Yami could hardly see them since they were going so quickly. Patoli ended up a few meters ahead of Yami, while Naruto ended up a few meters behind Vaultos. Vaultos almost suffered a heart attack after recovering and seeing the result. He saw many slash marks on his torso. Blood streamed down his arm and spilled on the ground. Master licked. Vaultos could rush to him, but he recalled what Patoli had taught him to do: capture the child and his grimoire. Vaultos then walked through a portal, appearing meters away from Naruto. Patoli was gazing at the blood dripping from his hands and onto the ground. "I never would have guessed," Patoli reflected before recovering his composure. Light recovery magic. Healing ray of light. Patoli's injuries were instantly cured. Asta was learning how to utilize ki while Patoli and Naruto stared at each other. He ultimately figured it out and countered Vaultos' strike. Patoli saw this, and his murderous desire began to manifest itself. "I cannot let people like you hurt my comrades ever again," Patoli replied with a serious expression and tone. Because Yami and Asta were so near to him, they backed off to acquire some space. "What's your deal? You're the ones who started this," Asta said as a dazzling light enveloped Patoli and illuminated the majority of the cave. "The path this spell traces resembles the motions of a whip. Can you predict its movements?" Patoli said, a long whip of light flowing around him. "It was said that whips were used to punish criminals once upon a time. That makes it a perfect fit for you three," Patoli remarked, preparing to swing his whip. Light creation magic. Light whip of judgment. Patoli then started laughing as he swung his whip, shattering the cave. When the whip made contact with the earth, the rocks rose to the surface. The whip destroyed the cave in a couple of seconds. Before the boulders from above landed on him, Naruto replicated his light whip. Rocks dropped where we stood. Naruto removed himself from the scene as the rocks fell to make it more realistic. Patoli irritated Naruto by saying, "Oh, dear. I held back most of my magic, but it's all too fragile. Both this world and you fools. You're amazing, Master licked. Your strength is practically divine. Those magic knights were nothing but ants," Vaultos exclaimed as Yami, Asta, and Naruto emerged from the ruins. Hearing Vaultos' comments, Naruto scowled at him and let out part of his killing intent, making him shrink. Patoli then gave the three a terrible, contemptuous, repulsive gaze. He absolutely despised them. Naruto grinned to himself, putting on a bitter and sorrowful expression. Patoli's eyes widened briefly before filling with despair. If what he said was correct, Patoli simply insulted, assaulted, and blamed one of his staff because he was too blind to understand the greater picture. Naruto confronted Patoli and then reverted to normal after observing his expression. It was quite difficult not to chuckle. Instead, he maintained a poker face. He fell for it. How simple is it to manipulate others? When he saw Patoli's mournful expression, he planted the final seed in his thoughts. It was all separated, Kikaku. If you concentrate like that, you can sense the ki of natural objects as well. That way, you will never be killed by things like falling rocks, Yami remarked, his gaze fixed on Asta. "Ki is awesome. Hooray for ki," Asta said, pleased that he had mastered ki. "Now, go after the white-haired dude with the round brows," Yami said, pointing his blade at Patoli and Vaultos. "Yeah, I think I can do it by using ki," Asta exclaimed, approaching the two. "Wait, never mind. I told them that I'd show them the power of a captain, so I'll do it. Plus, if you did it, you'd die," Yami said Asta, who looked surprised. Then what am I supposed to do with all this extra energy? Asta said, perplexed. How'd I approach Vanessa? She liked drinking, so should we converse while drinking? Naruto thought, unconcerned with the matter at hand. You can take that scrawny line-faced dude, he remarked. As Yami unleashed his mana, the veins in his arms started to appear, and he utilized reinforcement magic to shoot at Patoli. Patoli emerged in the air, giving the impression that he had been transported. Yami utilized Dark Slash to eliminate the light shards. They then re-engage in battle. Hey, you were in the middle of some weird story, but that wasn't the end, was it? Yami questioned, resuming their struggle. That grimoire means you're a citizen of the Clover Kingdom, right? Why attack your own country? Yami inquired, cutting through light shards. Shing, 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 shing. Since you're a foreigner, I'm sure you've noticed them, too. The distortions in this country. Some are on the verge of death due to starvation, while others have so much excess food that they throw it away, Patoli stated, making a fair point that exists in every globe. People are ranked by how much or how little magic they have, but some have great magic, yet others are discriminated against for reasons of birth. Some are hurt in the name of justice because they were born in another country. We were born with these distortions. In order to correct them, Patoli said, and Naruto began to sigh. Are you attempting to do the same thing as these misguided individuals? Are you mentally stable? Yami inquired, regarding Patoli with a perplexed expression. Absolutely rational, Patoli stated. At that moment, Naruto ignored them completely. He was fully engrossed in his thoughts, contemplating important issues. Externally, he appeared to be perfectly ordinary, but internally, he was grappling with difficulties. Charlotte. What is the best approach to take with her? It's quite evident that she still has strong feelings for Yami, but how can I go about altering her emotions? He quickly regained his focus as he sensed a significant concentration of mana. Naruto's eyes opened wide, glowing with a deep crimson hue as he effortlessly replicated this extraordinary power. He found it exhausting to constantly keep his grimoire closed to avoid raising any suspicions. He managed to cast a few spells from both Yami and Patoli, but he preferred to keep his knowledge of these spells to himself. Only after gaining some mastery over them did he consider using them professionally. The intense light emanating from Patoli was nearly overwhelming. Naruto confidently approached Yami. He advised Naruto to enter his shadowy enclosure. There is no need, just observe, Naruto exclaimed as his grimoire suddenly burst open, revealing a handle adorned with badges. A fan? That fan must possess an exceptional level of power, or we are in serious trouble, Yami said with a hint of worry. We're light magic. Light shaft of divine punishment. A significant beam of light raced towards the three individuals with incredible velocity. Yami appeared disinterested as he took a slow drag from his cigarette. Naruto's face showed a lack of enthusiasm, and Asta's expression turned to one of fear and shock upon seeing the approaching light. When the light was within reach, Naruto swiftly swung his fan as Finral and Ghosh emerged from a portal. The fan emitted a vibrant yellow glow momentarily before returning to its caster. After facing the full force of the attack, Patoli was left with severe injuries as he landed on the ground. Yami extended his congratulations to Naruto and Asta. Yami proceeded to apply expert restraints on both Patoli and Voltos, effectively limiting their ability to move. As Yami, Ghosh, Asta, and Finral sat on a rock, Naruto mysteriously vanished into the ground. Both of them were aware of his presence. Although they were perplexed by Naruto's sudden departure and his extraordinary abilities, Naruto positioned himself directly beneath the spot where the three would touch down. I am curious to know if his fur would catch on fire if I were to throw a fireball at him. Naruto pondered as he patiently awaited the arrival of the trio. Yami, Ghosh, and Finral rose to their feet as they sensed the ominous mana drawing near. Asta was unsure of the situation, but he also rose to his feet. Veto, Fana, and Raya arrived through a black portal that bore a striking resemblance to the Vatlos portal. Upon landing, Naruto swiftly leapt to his feet, his hands ablaze with vibrant, fiery orbs. How did he? When? I strongly dislike you. Unexpectedly, everyone was struck by Naruto's fiery red fireballs. Veto was the first to be affected as Naruto was intrigued to see if he would ignite. Regrettably, only a burn mark remained from the impact of the fireball. Fana's damage was minimal due to her fire resistance. Raya, on the other hand, was adept at thinking quickly and skillfully evading. He was fortunate enough to narrowly avoid being hit by the fireball. Noticing Raya's incredible speed, Yami became focused once more. Naruto then vanished into the ground, only to re-emerge beside Yami, Finral, Asta, and Ghosh. "Do not allow Raya to handle your grimoire," Naruto warned, gesturing towards them. "He possesses the ability to replicate magic." "How did he know? Who is he exactly?" Raya pondered quietly. "Flame recovery magic. Phoenix Feather's robe," Fana stated confidently as vibrant orange flames enveloped Patoli. He was then elevated into the air, ready to commence his speech. A sudden splash. The sound of something hitting the ground echoed through the room. Naruto skillfully utilized his expertise to create a substantial water bubble, effectively extinguishing the flames that enveloped Patoli. After the fire was put out, Patoli collapsed onto the ground with a resounding thud. Despite the gravity of the situation, they couldn't suppress their laughter. "Ha ha ha, that's hilarious." Yami chuckled as he watched Patoli plummet from the sky, tears of amusement in his eyes. "Ha ha ha, that's hilarious." Asta chuckled upon hearing Yami's laughter. Eventually, Ghosh, Finral, and Naruto also joined in on the laughter. As they listened to the laughter around them, their animosity and frustration intensified. Once more, Fana employed flame recovery magic, but this time, Naruto allowed him to speak. "Let me introduce them to you. They are the most formidable trio in the eye of the midnight sun." Patoli's statement left Asta in a state of shock. "The strongest?" Asta inquired, taken aback by the presence of the strongest individual standing before him. "Indeed. They outperform me in combat. The third eye," Patoli confidently declared them as the strongest. Naruto couldn't help but smile at his assertion. "I'm curious about Sally's current activities. I highly doubt he's telling the truth about them being stronger than him," Finral said with unease. "It's quite a hassle to bluff," Raya said with a yawn. From time to time, he would steal a glance at Naruto, who consistently returned his gaze with an even more intense one. "He reminds me of someone." Naruto observed Raya's lackadaisical demeanor. "Your kingdom has chosen the clover as its symbol, reflecting a sense of professionalism and attention to detail. Among the clover's leaves lie words that don't quite fit the bill. Specifically, faith, hope, and love. I've chosen names that have the opposite meaning," Patoli said. "With a name meaning the opposite of faith, Raya the disloyal," Patoli remarked as Raya let out a yawn. "With a name meaning the opposite of hope, Veto the despair," Patoli remarked as Veto sported a wide grin. "And the name meaning the opposite of love, Fana the hateful," Patoli stated as Fana maintained an emotionless, lifeless expression in her eyes. "I am determined to seek justice for Licht and hold those responsible accountable." "I will harm you," Fana's remark nearly elicited a chuckle from Naruto. "That doesn't give us any indication of your strength," Yami remarked, cigarette in hand. "I suppose I'll have to demonstrate," Raya remarked, swiftly moving and making contact with Yami's grimoire. He had a job to do. Raya skillfully coated a katana in darkness and unleashed a powerful slash towards the four targets. Yami responded by skillfully countering the attack with a well-executed slash. Beast magic. Bear claw. Veto arrived from above, his arm enveloped in an aura resembling the paw of a bear. Naruto observed Finral, Ghosh, and Asta and confidently declared, "I've got this under control. Please attend to the young lady who is experiencing difficulties with her father." A large stream of fire came rushing at them at immense speed, catching them off guard. Fortunately, Naruto happened to be present. He proceeded to swing his fan. The power of the fan created a strong gust of wind that was directed towards Fana. She found herself caught in the midst of a massive tornado. Naruto then elevated his efforts to a higher level. Fire release. Grand Fireball Jutsu. Another one was created by Naruto, demonstrating his expertise. Two impressive spherical fireballs swiftly propelled towards the tornado. When the fireballs come into contact with the tornado, a significant amount of heat is emitted from the tornado. The vibrant red tornado whirled for what felt like an eternity, although it lasted only half a minute. Upon witnessing this, Raya and Veto grew slightly wary of Naruto. After the fire tornado vanished, Fana descended from the sky, her body covered in burns. She landed on the ground with a resounding thud and appeared to be immobile. Naruto then gave Veto a menacing grin. He was prepared to witness violence, prepared to listen to cries of pain. Naruto's demeanor turned intense as he approached Vedo. "I am eagerly anticipating the expression of disappointment on your face," Vedo exclaimed as he sprinted towards Naruto. "Captain, are you capable of handling Raya?" Naruto inquired, his gaze fixed unwaveringly on Vedo. Sure. If you end up getting yourself killed, I will be extremely upset," Yami observed, gazing at the soaring Raya. Beast magic, bear claw. Naruto effortlessly evaded every one of Vedo's clawing attempts. Realizing the lack of progress, he decided to step up his game, executing his attacks with increased speed, power, and precision. Naruto observed numerous opportunities and made the strategic choice to take advantage of them. Wow, Naruto delivers a powerful blow directly to Vedo's stomach. Vedo appeared visibly shocked by the impact of the punch, prompting Naruto to swiftly execute a subsequent attack. He executes a powerful roundhouse kick to his right temple. He then performs a front flip, followed by a powerful axe kick to his opponent's skull. Why? Spirit magic. Salander's breath, Fana declared, directing the attack towards Yami. Naruto skillfully seized Vedo and swiftly launched him towards the path of the oncoming track. Prior to Naruto's assault, he uttered a remark to him. "I would like to witness that expression of despair." Wow, that was quite a loud noise. Confronting the attack head-on, Vedo's body was scorched and certain areas were charred. There was a noticeable amount of smoke emanating from him, and his odor was quite unpleasant. "I strongly dislike you," Fana exclaimed triumphantly as her attack landed on Vedo. Raya swiftly arrived and retrieved Vedo's body with great efficiency. He efficiently healed his wounds, and he returned to his usual state. "What occurred out there?" Raya inquired, her gaze fixed on Vedo. "That child, he's quite extraordinary," Vedo said with a hint of unease. "Keep his words in mind. It doesn't matter. We will defeat him with our ultimate strike," Raya said, bringing Vedo back to attention. Spirit magic. Salamander's breath. Raya executed a precise and powerful slash aimed at Yami and Naruto. A large beast claw was sent at them by Vedo. While others appeared fearful or shocked, Naruto remained indifferent. If reinforcements weren't on their way, Naruto would have bravely faced all three attacks to test his durability. As the three attacks were about to strike, a figure adorned with blue roses emerged, swiftly countering them with a combination of mercury arrows and green slashes. There were three individuals, all of whom were magic knight captains. Naruto's sole focus was on Charlotte. "Seems like you're enjoying yourself, Yami. Allow us to join in as well. Is someone claiming to be stronger than a magic knight captain? Let's put that theory to the test, shall we, Orochi?" Jack murmured, his tongue gliding over the scythe on his forearm. "Oh, no. Just a few more moments, and a newfound sense of awareness would have stirred within me. What are you going to do about this, you unreliable so-called friends?" Yami inquired, perched on some rocks. "It's surprising to hear such comments coming from someone with your appearance, and you, considering the fact that you remain at the forefront when we arrive to acknowledge your accomplishments. Unacceptable," Nozzle said, regarding Naruto with disdain. Naruto glanced at Yami, then shifted his gaze to the three figures wrapped in a mysterious cocoon, followed by Jack, Charlotte, and finally Nozzle. They all made eye contact, and just as Naruto was about to speak, Yami beat him to it. "I am displeased with the manner in which you are addressing my squadmate," Yami stated, rising from his position. "How can you be certain of his actions?" Yami inquired of Nozzle. "Take a look at him. He has very minor injuries. Impressive. Now, don't tell me he did something when he is nothing but an imposter and a charlatan," Nozzle exclaimed, leaving everyone who could hear him in a state of shock. Yami took a deep inhale from his cigarette and responded, "I'm not sure where you got that notion. Perhaps you experienced a decline in cognitive function following the altercation." Yami's remark caused Nozzle to clench his jaw in frustration. This individual right here, engaged in a confrontation with Licht, that individual consumed by despair, and inflicted harm upon the girl who was feeling down. All three of them glanced over to find Fana with severe burn marks, and Patoli heavily injured. "He has proven to be extremely reliable and has come to our rescue on 2 separate occasions. If you had not arrived, it would have been 3 times as much. Now, let's not underestimate Naruto's accomplishments compared to yours." Yami spoke, and Jack quietly acknowledged him. To receive praise and recognition from Yami is a testament to his exceptional work in his eyes. Not everyone can claim such an accomplishment. How impressive is he? Charlotte pondered upon Yami's words. Stay tuned for more. And that's a wrap for now. Thank you so much for tuning into this incredible video. If you absolutely loved it, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for even more amazing content coming your way.